Helping survivors of sexual assault and prosecuting offenders quickly. That is the goal of Hancock County's new sexual assault response team. WRTV Investigates' Kara Kenny shows us how this program hopes to make a big impact.
Only about half of Indiana counties are participating in a sexual assault response team, even though a law passed in 2007 requires it. They're made up of police, prosecutors, advocates, and medical professionals. Hancock County's had one that's been hobbling along, but a new chief deputy prosecutor is helping to change that. Amy Herring doesn't mince words when it comes to how Hancock County has handled sexual assault cases.
That has been a systemic failure across the board.
Chief Deputy Prosecutor Herring joined Prosecutor Brent Eaton's office in 2020. One of her goals here is to revive Hancock County's sexual assault response team. She brings her experience from St. Joseph County, which has a robust response team.
We saw the results of a well-oiled machine, essentially, and this multidisciplinary team that worked very well together. When I came down to Hancock County, it was evident from the start that there was a lot of room for improvement.
Hancock County went 10 years from 2006 to 2016 without a conviction for rape.
That's something we need to change.
Prosecutor Eaton says a strong sexual assault response team will make a big difference.
This is a massive step forward for public safety in Hancock County. It's a massive step forward in our ability to hold offenders accountable and to protect the public, because undoubtedly this will help us to receive more and better evidence.
Better evidence because this year, Hancock County is adding 12 nurses who specialize in sexual assault examinations. Right now, the county has 0. Kelly Buzan is a survivor advocate with Alternatives in Anderson. She's had to bring Hancock County victims to another county just to get an exam.
By the time that survivor makes the decision to go and have the exam done, and then they're told, well, you know, you got to travel 40 minutes, or sometimes they won't. And I did have a couple of situations with clients that I said, okay, follow me to the hospital, and they didn't follow me.
Police departments across Hancock County are now all following the same protocol for sexual assault investigations. Greenfield Police Chief Brian Hartman says all officers have a copy of it.
So when the officers go to these, they now have this protocol to follow, and that's just their guidebook of what to do.
Officers also received training on trauma and how that can impact a survivor. Chief Hartman says the new team will help them do better investigations to get to prosecutors.
Before it was 1 or 2 officers, maybe 1 or 2 investigators looking at it. Now you have a whole team who is involved in this one case.
About 60% of sexual assaults go unreported. Hancock County leaders hope by launching this new plan, it encourages survivors to come forward and know they will be supported.
We know we've got victims that deserve better, and we're trying to do right by them.
With better cooperation from victims and more complete police investigations, the prosecutor's office is hoping that leads to more prosecutions for sexual assault.
We've got tough cases to try, and we're going to be trying them. And I think the message in Hancock County needs to be that if you choose to engage in this behavior, you will be held accountable.
A total of 11 agencies are involved in Hancock County's sexual assault response team. From 2019 to 2021, the prosecutor's office doubled the number of adult sex crimes charged. Given the new team, they anticipate those numbers to increase even more. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Working for you, we're shining a light on how widespread the issue of sexual assault is in our state. According to the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault and Human Trafficking, 1 in 5 Hoosier women have been sexually assaulted. Across the country, 1 in 71 men will be sexually assaulted at some point in their lives. Indiana ranks 4th highest in the nation of reported rapes among high school girls. And across the country, nearly half of the LGBTQIA population have been sexually assaulted. If you or someone you know is a victim of sexual assault, the Indiana Coalition to End Sexual Assault and Human Trafficking is here to help. On their website, you can find a Get Help tab with several resources that could point you in the right direction for assistance and help. Their website is at the bottom of your screen, ICESAHT.org.